So today I'm going to describe the template on the 12th scroll. I'm taking you from the first scroll to the 12th scroll. I just want to start recording these lessons in internal alchemy and how the scrolls work, and the tree, the diagram of the tree, which was the summation of the 12 scrolls. So inside the center of the tree you see the golden ring here, which is the ring of unity, which is the protection field set about, in all schools of magic there's a ring pass knot set about to preserve the internal experiment and to cultivate the inner chi and propensity. This is to protect the old world, what I call the old world of duality, from the inner world. And here you'll see inscribed the flame, which is the center of the cosmology. This is the central sun and the ignition of the, what I call the divine spark, which we're endowed with when we come to an incarnation, related to the pulsation of the blood in the heart, which is related to the sun cycle. So by cultivating the heart energy, or through the creation principle, one learns to retrieve the inner essence and build the field of the internal sun. So basically, because this is a ring cycle and the ring symbolizes the ring of unity, and this egg, this hermaphrodite egg field, is basically the union of Hermes, which is the messenger god, Merlyn, Aphrodite, the feminine principle of pleasure in the right useness or righteousness, as far as the higher use of our energy, especially our sexual energy. So encoded in the ring cycle we have this tree, the encodement of what I call the trunk of the tree, and you'll see in the very center the weaving of the two serpents, which is the Ida and Pingala in the Eastern system, and the key, the essential key to the unity in a higher fifth dimensional frequency in the body. This is the genetic codon. And if we can heal the memory, which is the accumulation of karma, we can actually heal the wound of separation, which is, and how we would do that is draw divine forces and also instruction from beings behind the veil who have mastered this template. So there are 7 rings encoded in this field of the tree, and these are the rings representing the 7 flames, or the 7 colors, or the 7 rays, forming a rainbow covenant. Man then becomes the rainbow covenant. So the healing diagram of the tree basically represents the field of unity within and without. So as I build a correspondence of a world myth telling the story of the garden, one can see it on the outside, but one can discover this tree of unity on the inside. This is the secret of the Emerald Grail and the story that I'm speaking. And just bear with the correspondences, because you're going to be educated gradually, step by step, into a realm behind the veil of density, into an inner, more refined world, which comes from the 5th density. This is where the philosophers are drawing from. So this tree, like I shared, encodes the mystery. This is the central nervous system, and how we regenerate through the car body, the internal body, and activate the 7 chakras through the purification at this time through fire, through the work with the internal flame So this is the secret of the masters. This is the secret of the new dispensation, is the yoga of the future, referenced as Agni Yoga, which is the tradition brought forward by Nicholas and Helena Roerich, basically from the masters, from El Moria, the teachings of the sacred fire to purify the karma and to set right and heal the wound, the genetic codon of separation. Obviously, this is an initiatic science, and it's for those astute enough to enter the gate of the mysteries. This is what the Grail encodement is about. So this becomes then, as I shared, the hermaphrodite egg of the teaching, and the scrolls become a methodology to re-encode and heal. So this tree basically works with the spinal column and goes from the top down, coming through and unifying in the heart. And so it becomes a technique to embody the mystery, which is in the hermetic diagram, as above, so below, as within, so without, which is basically how we regenerate and cultivate the internal chi energy. All of this is centered on the heart, on the flame, and on unifying the field and holding the presence of the one, the divinity within. It's very, very profound because it's an internal diagram of unification that's already here. It's an original code of a diagram that we can discover as we center in the field of unity in ourselves, rediscover this tree of knowledge written in the genetic codon. This is an original testimony, and this is why I've encoded it in a myth and a tree and a story to do with Merlyn and the Magus and traveling over the sea to the island of unity. So welcome to the Alchemist Studio, into a lifetime of study to reveal to you this Emerald Grail story for humanity and for the healing of the past, that we can travel into the future and heal ourselves, just like the myth of the Fisher King. It's an invitation to explore in your own internal ministry through light, sound, and language, the methodology of the three rings, the Grail, the sword, and the stone, so we can all go home. And welcome to the ministry of the tree of unity, to begin again, to discover the 7 rings of freedom, the 7 flames before the sovereign ruler, an original encodement in the beginning.